This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Made it to another weekend. Thanks for listening. A lot to get into, but already know I got a little happy writing up some of these stories, a lot of them, so I'll have to go ahead and jump in. But did just see before hitting record that Warner Brothers greenlit Gremlins 3 right now due out in 2 years. So Gizmo's coming back. Well, we already know part of the plot. Somebody's going to feed him after midnight. Or, hey, this is 2025. A mad scientist could use AI to clone gremlins.
My favorite stories of the day.
See, I should be a screenwriter too. Mississippi went into straight-up monkey patrol mode after a transport truck crashed on a highway Tuesday of last week and flipped over, killing most of the 21 research primates that were in the truck, which came from Tulane National Biomedical Research Center near New Orleans, and that is where scientists came from to check out the truck. And they saw 3 of those 16-pound or so rhesus monkeys were missing, lab monkeys, and they were alive. The Associated Press reported local sheriff's deputies had video of them crawling through the tall grass next to the interstate, but notice I said were alive because this is America, and this past Sunday, a woman shot and killed one of them after her 16-year-old son spotted it outside their home. And then the next day, on Monday, NBC News is reporting a church pastor's wife saw a blur of fur fly across a road, so we'll go ahead and assume the pastor prayed on it. Lord, forgive me because I'm about to shoot this monkey, because he did. The church pastor killed the second rhesus monkey a day after the Mississippi mother went Rambo on that one. And after all that Americana, the last one left just came out with his hands up. A church pastor just grabbed his shotgun and blew its cousin away. So yeah, no more monkeying around. The New Orleans Times-Picayune just reported Thursday that the last survivor was caught alive, tranquilized Wednesday. The local sheriff was quoted Thursday as saying, "We are monkey-free." And then there's the 55-year-old woman in Brentwood, Pennsylvania, a suburb just south of Pittsburgh. And that is where WPXI 11 News filed a report last Wednesday, the 29th, on how the local fire department said they found this 55-year-old with severe burns to her face, hands, and hair. And said they were called about her at a hospital there in Brentwood, where they say she started the fire trying to light a crack pipe while on oxygen in her hospital bed. And that's the punchline, right? Wrong. Because since she survived being a crackhead who's accused of doing the most crackhead thing in the world, the local prosecutor hit her with a felony charge, causing or risking catastrophe. So to recap, an accused crackhead is accused of trying to smoke crack while in a hospital bed on oxygen, severely burns herself, but survives, and for that blessing, a felony charge. That story could have been 2 or 3 lines long, but it is fun saying crackhead. Just about as much fun as saying monkey. So I'll just keep these next few a little short. And a little short, maybe what some people were saying about this one guy inside a Walmart in Dumfries, Virginia, swears somewhere in the 8 o'clock hour Tuesday morning of last week, WUSA 9 is reporting cops say he took off all his clothes and started chasing customers around the store. And officers say he was still running when they got there. So would anyone be surprised the 20-year-old ended up charged with public intoxication? To go with indecent exposure and disorderly conduct. Stripping down butt naked in a store just screams the edibles just hit. Allegedly. Now, 2 more Halloween follow-ups. First, a pretty good prank in Bozeman, Montana. Corporate logos, they may be easy to ignore since we see them all the time, but anyone familiar with Sinclair Oil's logo will know there's a dinosaur in it, a green one, and a lot of Sinclair gas stations will have a fiberglass brontosaurus outside the pumps. Not too big. Well, KBZK7, TV7, is reporting surveillance video footage showed it was small enough for some pranksters to steal this past Halloween night from a station in Bozeman. It's where they then took the dinosaur to the top of a hiking trail's cliff overlooking the city below. So the brontosaurus, small enough to make the trip, still big enough to see from the valley. Hikers spotted it up there the next morning with a mountain in the backdrop looking like prehistoric times. The gas station owner told KBZK it was funny, but they don't want to see it happen again. And Halloween pranks are one thing, but for decades, the urban legend of needles found in candy from trick-or-treating, scared a lot of us into checking, that's good, or not even eating certain goodies. Well, in upstate New York, a 27-year-old Schenectady woman posted online last weekend that she found a needle in a piece of candy from trick-or-treating last Friday in a village suburb. Well, the local Scotia police looked into this over the weekend, and by Monday, they said she was lying. They say not only did they find she put the needle in the candy herself, but also found she never even went trick-or-treating with the kids in Scotia on Halloween like she claimed. The 27-year-old was arrested and charged with false reporting. Well, here's honest reporting. Back in a moment. But before the break, a word from the Jams podcast.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can download the Jams podcast mix for free. Just Google search Jams Podcast Mix.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
Enjoy this brief moment of peace. Thank you for manifesting this peace into being. Brought to you by the ASMR Network.
And now for the world around us.
Hey, she kept smiling like a good politician, but Mexico President Claudia Sheinbaum was apparently not smiling on the inside.
Si esto le hacen a la presidenta.
Rhetorically asking, if they do this to the president of the country, what'll happen to all the young women in Mexico? Right before saying Wednesday that she went ahead and filed charges against this guy, who looked about as drunk as they say he was Tuesday as he walked up behind President Sheinbaum like a husband or boyfriend would, leaned in as if he was trying to kiss her, then put his right arm around her shoulder while his left hand was caught sneaking around her left breast until security pushed him off. Imagine being so drunk you had no idea until you woke up later that you're in jail after the world saw you get freaky-deaky with your country's first woman president. Hey, at least he'd be better off now remembering what the cameras caught him doing. Now, running low on time here, so I'll have to run through these next few, starting with Vice News, reporting on how a Russian factory worker got paid the equivalent of $87,000 in one paycheck instead of his usual $580 or so. So he said nothing and convinced himself it was the biggest bonus ever. But factory management started calling, saying our bad accidentally deposited all 34 of his coworkers' paychecks into his account, so asked for it back. He said no takesies backsies, and that's why Russia's Supreme Court has this case before them now. In the UK, people who like seeing choking in their pornography may soon miss out on legally seeing something they like, since the BBC and Guardian are all reporting Parliament on Monday added amendments to the Crime and Policing Bill that would criminalize porn featuring strangulation or suffocation, choking, and it'll be up to porn sites to find and hide those videos. And one more quick follow-up to France's investigation into last month's big heist at the Louvre Museum. Tech news magazine site PC World cited French newspaper Liberation with reporting that checks on the museum's security systems done within the investigation after the robbery found the Louvre's video security password was reportedly Louvre.
I'm out of here. Take that sniffing complaint and shove it up your...
A sweet scent. Leg and Hammer Toe's newest best-smelling laundry detergent ever.
Just keep your nose away from mine.
Available in stores nowhere.
He'll never do. But, ooh.
Ladies, are you tired of matching with guys on singles apps?
Yes, you could have stopped right there.
Only to get unsolicited pics of peckers?
Ugh.
Well, try Stumble. The Stumble dating app gives women the power to choose.
On the stroll, do fries, go with that shake, that big Nutri-Sweet, sweet and low shake. One nation under a groove, getting down for the funk of it.
That's it for another Real Pod Newscast. Thanks, as always, for listening. Hope everybody's enjoying. Song credits from the cast, they're posted on the show's Facebook pages, and we're posting clips and favorite stories on TikTok, Instagram, other socials, and I'll see if I can post the one piece that I took out of this show for time. So, yeah, please follow and like, even if you don't like. Have a great weekend. Back on Tuesday.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
Jack Osborne will be 40. Actor Dania. Damn it, I forgot to check these doggone pronunciations. Show enough.